Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Appreciate you coming back. If you're new to the channel, appreciate you checking it out. What we have today is a video about a band of Indians that went to war with the Bigfoot in 1855 in Oklahoma. Now, I already made this video a couple months ago, but it just disappeared from my channel. I don't know what happened to it, but it's gone. I contacted YouTube. They don't know where it is. They don't know what happened. It's just gone. So I'm going to remake the video. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get to it. It is said that in or around 1855, a band of Choctows in what is now LeFlore County and farmers in what is now Arkansas were experiencing some terrifying events. It all began in a rather benign way with the theft of vegetables, a few head of livestock, and other foodstuff by stealthy bandits in the night. The thieves were cagey, quiet, and never seen. They were also smart, as somehow they never ventured into Choctow encampments on nights when watchmen were in place. Neither did the bandits ever fall into the trap set for them by farmers outside of Indian territory. Those charged with finding and capturing these marauders began to develop a begrudging respect for the wildness of their adversaries as time went by and the petty thefts continued. While the thefts were annoying and did cause some hardships, neither the Choctaw or the neighboring Anglo farmers were afraid of the food bandits. However, things changed once women and children began to go missing. Spurred by reports of these kidnappings, a group of 30 Choctaw cavalrymen was organized to hunt down the abductors. The group was led by Joshua LeFlore, a man of mixed Choctaw and French blood, who was deeply respected by his fellow tribesmen. Also joining the search party was a Choctaw warrior named Hamas Tubi and his 6 sons. The Tubis were huge men, all approaching 7 feet in height and weighing in at more than 300 pounds each, and were regarded as fierce warriors and expert horsemen. The Tubis were so effective in mounted warfare that despite their massive size, they became known as the Light Horsemen. The contingent of searchers, armed to the teeth, set out into the region known today as the McCurtain County Wilderness Area to search for the kidnappers. After riding all day, the searchers finally arrived in the area where they believed the bandits to be hiding. LeFlore brought his troops to a halt, stood up in his stirrups, and surveyed the area with a spyglass. It is unclear exactly what LeFlore saw, but whatever it was, he ordered his men to charge towards a stand of pines roughly 500 yards distant. LeFlore and the Tubi men led the attack. As the troops closed the distance between themselves and the stand of pines where the kidnappers were thought to be hiding, they were assaulted by a tremendous stench, the unmistakable odor of decay and decomposition. The horses of most of the men began to buck and rear, tossing their riders. Only the mounts of LeFlore and the Tubi men were disciplined enough to remain composed, allowing the 8 men to continue through the pines. As the men cleared the small wooden patch, they came upon a large earthen mound. Scattered across the mound were the bodies of children and women in various stages of decomposition. LeFlore and the Tubis caught a glimpse of a number of the murderers fleeing into the tree line on the opposite side of the mound. Only 3 of the killers stood their ground to meet the charge of the Light Horsemen. It was at this time that the cavalrymen realized they were not going up against any human foe. Rather, standing before them, snarling and beating their chest, were 3 huge, hair-covered creatures. Despite what must have been a shocking sight to him, LeFleur drew his pistol and saber, spurred his mount, and charged. As LeFleur approached the nearest ape, it took a mighty swipe and struck his horse in the head, killing it instantly. LeFlore managed to roll off the falling horse, quickly jumped to his feet, and fired multiple shots into the chest of the creature. Once his pistol was empty, LeFlore attacked the ape with his saber, opening up a gaping wound on the animal, which roared in rage and pain. LeFlore's assault on the creature was so quick, and the shock of seeing hairy-covered monsters so great that the Tubi men hesitated, completely stupefied before entering the fray. This delay allowed one of the other 2 apes to get behind LeFlore, who was intensely focused on the ape he had engaged. The second beast grabs LeFlore's head with 2 huge hands and ripped it from his shoulders. The horrible sight jolted the Tubi warriors into action, and they opened fire on the 3 Sasquatches with 50 caliber Sharps buffalo rifles. 2 of the beasts were killed instantly, dropping in their tracks. The third creature was wounded but turned and fled before the lethal shot could be fired. Robert Tooby, only 18 years old but already 6'11" and well over 300 pounds, spurred his horse, reined down the injured ape, and dispatched him with his hunting knife. As the rest of the troop, after gathering their panicked horses, joined them, the light horsemen surveyed the area. The bodies of dead women and children, most partially devoured, littered the area. The smell of decay, along with the terrible odor of the feces, caused many of the men to vomit. After composing themselves, the men gathered the remains of the unfortunate women and children and buried them. They also buried their leader, Joshua LeFlore. As for the 3 ape-like monsters, their bodies were placed upon a huge bonfire and burned. Their hellish task complete, the Choctow warriors returned to Tuskahoma, where it is said even the mighty Tooby men were plagued by terrible nightmares for years afterward. Crazy. Was that not a crazy story right there? Good Lord. Imagine having your head ripped off your body like that. Wow. That's just something else. You know, people say that the Sasquatch or Bigfoot are always peaceful. Well, not according to this story. There's actually quite a few stories on finding out where these things aren't so peaceful. And like I've mentioned before, I think it's probably comes down to individual personalities. You know, just like a person or a dog. I mean, some dogs are nice, some dogs will bite your hand off, you know? So it all depends on the personality, I think. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? Come on, hit that notification bell. Believe me, these videos are going to keep on coming. And I don't only do Bigfoot videos, guys. I'm going to do other kind of videos too, so stick with me. Let's get it. All right. Remember, where there's a WILLSTAR, there's a way.